Yeah. What's up? We on, we on, we on. Yeah. Um, I just wanted to redo episode 53 because I'm not going out like that. You know, I don't want to, get upset or anything like that. Things happen. So, but if anything, this is my business, this is my company, and, my face is out here. So I just want to make sure that, you know, people understand something. Things isn't gonna always go as you plan, but hey, you gotta keep it rolling, keep it moving. That's just life. And pretty much right now, I usually don't put my personal business out, but I've pretty much been rocking this by myself, been going through things by myself, and it's just you guys really have been keeping me motivated, keeping me on a straight and narrow. Um, Tonight, I just gonna go into another direction. This episode wasn't what I planned it, but hey, um, things happen. Wasn't meant to be. But, I just want to talk about, misery loves company. I never really like elaborate on what made me do the show like that. But I do this show because I had to go through a lot with my pops. Going through um, our toxic relationship as father and son, and he pretty much never believed in me. He never told me that he was proud of me. He never told me he was happy for me. And I know a lot of people go through this same situation, and I'm not, trying to throw anybody under the bus here, but if anything, I stand for truth. I'm gonna tell the truth, regardless if it hurt me or not. Regardless if it hurts people's feelings, I'm gonna tell the truth. It's just crazy because we're not asked to be here. We're not asked to be born. We don't ask to be. You know, we don't get the chance to pick and choose our parents. We don't even ask to exist. But yet, we come into the world expecting for us to have a good childhood and expect for us to have a good life. People to teach us things, people to, to motivate us and to love us unconditionally. But yet, you know, sometimes our parents don't love us unconditionally. Sometimes our parents be damaged, and there's nothing that we can do about it. But we always get told that we gotta love our parents no matter what, because they brought us into the world that we didn't ask to be in. But sometimes our parents destroy us, and sometimes you know they can be our worst enemy. I'm not ashamed to talk about things that I've been through, things that I have exhibited, things that I have witnessed. We all have problems, and nobody perfect, but I've been through a lot. I've been through, certain things like, being told that I was a mistake. Me getting told that I was a mistake. And I thought that was the most funniest thing ever. And I still smile about that. I still laugh about that. But that's why I don't have children. Because it's funny, because people think because you're 33 years old with no kids, no children, they think something wrong with that. They think like, oh, you unstable or you're broken or you're damaged and this and that. But they don't really realize the reality of wanting to not be like somebody so bad. Because I didn't want to be like my father. I never wanted to be like my father. If anything, I wanted to be like my stepfather. May God rest his soul. May he rest in peace. That's the only man that taught me how to be a man. That's the only man that loved me unconditionally. That's the only man that took me in like I was one of his children, his biological children, and loved me and fed me. You know, he been dead for 4 years now. And I think about him every day. You know, he died before I was able to get my own crib, get my job, and learn how to drive and this and that. He died before all of this happened, before he got the chance to see my growth. And if anything, I just want people to just really sit back and really think about certain things and really appreciate who they still have. Because even though we get older, our parents get older too. We all go get older, you know, and things ain't gonna be the same. Things isn't the same, you know, like especially when we was, kids, you know, things are so different now, you know, even bags of chips and, like $2 now, you know, the 50-cent juice is $1 now and everything has, risen up and everything is high now. So nothing that we could reminisce as kids and stuff like that, and from our childhood, all that's different and all that gone. And I just really wanted to just do the show because to prove to myself that he was wrong. Because I didn't give a damn about what he thought, and I didn't give a damn about his opinion about me, especially when he never had a chance or a hand in raising me. Because I turned out well. I turned out great. You know, I ain't become a statistic. I never went to jail. I never got locked up. Never been in the back of a police car. Never stood in front of a judge. I don't got no felonies. I don't got no misdemeanors. None of that. My record is clean. And I did that because I wanted to fight for my life. I wanted to fight for the future. And I always thought about my future. And I still think about my future. While everybody living for today, everybody living for the moment. And sometimes you got to prove people wrong. And not just people, but yourself. Because, hey, words are just letters. Words has power to them. And sometimes it all depends about, how you made up and what you're feeling and who you love. You can't help who you love, but, you can't love people who don't love you. And I don't care what people say. You can't love people who don't love you. We got to keep remembering that certain people just need to stay where the hell they at. And he's sick right now. He's been sick for a minute. He's approaching his final hour at any day, any time. And I don't know what I'm going to feel about it. I don't know if I'm going to cry. I don't know if I'm going to just be like, hey, it is what it is. But he's suffering his karma. And sometimes you ever sit back and wonder how things would have turned out if certain things had happened the way that it happened. I think I would have been a lot worse under his supervision, under his guidance, under his, control or whatever. And that's why a lot of these women need to be careful who they have kids with. Because you complain about you know, certain niggas and shit like that, but you have a baby with them, that your offspring may be a remix to their dad. So you got to be careful with that. You know, got to get to know people. You got to learn from what you saw. And that's why, like, when it comes to certain people, I respect them for learning from other people's mistakes. Sometimes you don't got to go through something to learn something. Just watching from other people's mishaps and mistakes and bad choices, you know, it would keep you away from making bad choices as well. You know, I just want to just set the foundation. I just want to live an example of you can't blame everyone for your problems. You can't blame everybody from the choices you made as an adult. And I made some bad choices. I made some mistakes. I'm human like everybody else. But I'm just glad that I ain't give up on myself. That I ain't give up on the people that love me, and people that love me to give up on me. And you just gotta fight, cause I know what it's like to be counted out. I, I still get counted out. You know, I really want this platform. I really want this show to take up. And it's just like so many people, man, that didn't even know me, that watched my show, that donated they hard-earned money, that sent me stuff for free, that, you know, just give me good words of encouragement. Because this takes a lot of mental strength to do. And I'm one of the only people that did 53 episodes in Saginaw. Nobody has outdid me. You know, I have interviewed so many people, not just Saginaw, but just all over the country. You know, I brought y'all guests that has some credentials, that has some weight to their names. And, you know, it's cool that I don't get my flowers, I don't get my respect, I don't get my props, but I worked my ass off every episode. Made it, you know, maybe people just, you know, respect the popular people. You know, I've never been popular. You know, that's the last thing I don't want, you know, ever want to be is popular. I want to be great. I want to be a role model, you know, and I show y'all who I am. This is me. And I've been this person. You know, I'm not putting on no facade. I damn sure ain't wearing no mask. I'm damn sure ain't following behind no script. Because, you know, if I'm going to get canceled, I'm going to get canceled for being myself. And there's no apology coming. But when you're doing something nice and when you're doing something for yourself and doing something good, people gonna hate. People gonna criticize. People gonna talk about you. People gonna bring up your past. People gonna try to slander you. People gonna try to do whatever they can to try to bring you down. But you can't let them. You know, and no matter what happens in life, you gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I taught myself how to be a man. You know, I had to. I had to just, you know, stick around for my nieces and my nephew to be, you know, around, you know, so they can have somebody to study and stuff like that. Like, you know, when they around, I'm on my best behavior. I'm on my good behavior. You know, I don't even smoke. I don't even drink. I don't even swear. If anything, you know, I try to be on my best behavior when they around. And, you know, I try to talk to them, try to teach them things and try to show them that I care because they, you know, my kids in a way, you know, because I've been raising them, been knowing them my whole life. Well, since I was 18. I'm not going to say my whole life, but since I was 18, you know, I've been an uncle and stuff. And that, you know, really made me a man. Just having little ones and little babies, you know, look up to you and think that you know, a superhero. But I'm going to see who this is. Oh, snap.
Sit down. Hey, friend.
Hey.
How you doing? Let me stop.
You already know, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Wish I had some sage.
Not Sage. Sage.
Yeah, but I was just telling my lovely viewers about how, misery loves company and stuff like
Most
that.
definitely.
Giving them my story, my backstory to everything. So, what you want to add to it?
What you mean what I want to add to it?
I mean, just talk about, what you know, about, how people just, try to, be haters and try to bring people down. That's doing something positive. And
Oh, most definitely. Like me and you have spoke like on a lot of levels about what we both have been through. And I've told you like I'm very proud of you. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the person that you're becoming. I'm proud of you not stopping because you had people hating on you, trying to tell you what you can't do, or how to do, and what not to do. And what have you done? You pushed through it. You didn't let nobody stop you from doing what you want to do or try to reach your goal and your dreams. So I told you, like, I'm proud of you. And that's why we click a lot because we are almost one and the same, I would say. And you have most definitely helped me to want to push forward and do what I need to do for me and mine. I'm like, if he can go after his dreams, why can't I? Like, you have most definitely motivated me and made me want to like push too. I've been sitting still for a little minute, and I'm like, I just made this big move from Colorado to Georgia, and I feel like you've been behind me 100%. Hey, do it. You gonna make some of yourself. You gonna make sure you and your kids straight. Go ahead, don't be scared. So I want to say thank
oh,
you, sir.
man, no problem. That's what friends for, man. Like, cause change is always scary. Change is always gonna be in the
Oh, most
surface,
definitely.
and a lot of people had never left their block, or never left their street, or never left their side of towns, and take it for a person that left this bitch 4 times and shit. And even though I came back, but
Oh no.
every time, but but every time I left, I always had some type of like clarity,
Yeah.
and you never know until you do it. And
Oh, most
even when you're by
definitely.
yourself, even when you don't have nobody, no support, this and that,
Oh,
no
you know what
support
I was
is
going
all the
through.
support.
Most definitely. Being in a town that you have no family, no friends. I'm a single mom. All I have is myself. It was not easy trying to provide for me and my kids, knowing sometimes, oh, what if I get sick? Who am I gonna have like to pick up the pieces for me? Who am I gonna have to help me when I need help? And just being in a place where I had no family, no friends, my closest relatives were fucking 2.5 hours away from me, and being just in a state where I'm just like, damn, I feel alone, kind of scared a little bit, but at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I just kept pushing myself to be like, you know what? No matter what, don't stop. If you don't do it, who else gonna do it for you? All them kids got is you. So you gotta make sure you gotta do what you gotta do for us. And that's what I did. But moving after 9 years of not having a great support system to move somewhere where I have nothing but family, nothing but, hey, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. I'm really happy that you made the choice to move to Georgia. I'm not by myself no more. I have nothing but support and love. And I mean, it's been feeling so different for me out here. Like, I'm in love. I'm in heaven right now. Like, just being close to family and people who support me, coming from not having shit, being homeless twice with 2 kids, being pregnant before. And to sit back and be like, damn, girl, you did it. Like 6 years later, I could not even imagine being where I am right now.
Yeah, and I must say, like, I always told you, like, you had such an amazing story, and just the fact, like, everybody always trying to make it seem like they started from the bottom, but they don't know what the bottom is, and
Most definitely.
and especially when people, grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, and then they, go into the streets, or they go into the hood, or trying to hang out with these game bangers and this and that, and they think that they been through the trenches and stuff, but they don't know. They really don't
Most
know
definitely.
when you all you got. And
Yes.
I don't like people like that.
But it came a point where I most definitely was all I had. Like the family I thought I had, my family was straight snakes. And it's bad to even say that shit, but that's what it was. My aunt was the reason why I was homeless with my then 2-year-old son. And I moved from Florida, getting out of a bad situation. I had been with my son's daddy for almost 6 years. Met dude when I was 17, got when I was 18. Had my son when I was 22, left dude at 23. And I always feel like young women don't need to tie themselves down with men. Like I got tied down at a very, very, like very fucking early age. And I decided to like get out of that situation. Wind up going to Colorado. That's how I wound up there. And the fact that I had family there that I thought was going to help me and support what I was trying to do for me and my young child, and wind up becoming homeless with a 2-year-old. And I was like, well, damn, okay, I don't know nobody here. I'm just trying to get on my feet. All I needed was a little push. Not that I'm asking you to do everything for me. I can motivate myself. I just need that little extra push. And the fact that you're my family, you just like, fuck me. Okay, bet. 2 weeks later, I was able to get into a traditional housing program for me and my son. I was working as a caregiver. Like, I was able to come out of that situation. And I'm just like, it was because of me. Nobody else. I most definitely came from the fucking bottom.
And
Most definitely.
and it's crazy because, like, those people that put us in those situations,
Yeah.
like, they never, never once sit back and think about what they did, and ever take accountability or even apologize for even putting you through that, because you came all the
Now
way
she's
from.
suffering. She's
Yeah.
suffering. Oh, most definitely. She's suffering her ass off. She got cancer and all kind of shit right now. And it's bad to say, I feel like that was a little bit of her karma that she was getting back from the stuff she's
It
done to
was,
people.
man.
And
And a little
like
bit.
I don't want to sound like vicious or anything or like
No,
vindictive, but
no,
I
we
just feel
gotta,
like
no, we gotta tell the truth, like, cause nobody gonna tell them to bite their tongue or sugarcoat it.
right.
It is what the fuck it is. It's karma. Just like I told you about my father. What he did to me and my
Hmm.
family and this and that, it's just motherfucking karma. And I don't give a fuck about what position or state that he in, because it's like,
Hmm.
how could you leave? How could you leave your son or your kids for 25 years, man? And then when you get old and you get sick,
Want
you're,
somebody there for you.
yeah, like, and people just, make me feel like, oh, you so cold and you so dirty and this and that. But what would you do if a motherfucker hurt your mother?
I told you I was 5 years old, telling the cops how I seen my daddy beat my mama ass and throw her in the fucking garbage can. I'm 5. My mom went through mental, physical, any kind of abuse you could think of from my dad. And to this day, I will be 33 years old this year, and I have not spoken to this man or saw him since I was fucking 15. I just can't. That's the type of energy I don't want in my life, my kid's life. He has never seen either one of my kids. My son being 10, my daughter being 6. And he never will. I don't want them to have no type of relationship with him. He's not the type of individual that I want in or around my kids' life, period. Now, when they get older and decide if he's still living, if they want to, that's on them. But right now, no, I have to say so. And it's fuck no for me. No. Mama, same shit. You know the deal with my mom. No.
Mm-hmm.
And she's here. I'm her oldest daughter, oldest child, period. And you have two grandkids. I have your oldest grandchild. And we do not have no type of relationship, like at all. Like, I don't even think I told you that she came over to my sister's house while I was there. And she spoke. And I was just like, hey. All of a sudden, my nephews come up to her and run up to her to hug her. She hugs him. My daughter is standing right there at Will. She ignored my child. She did not even acknowledge my baby, no nothing. And she's looking at her like, she want to say, hey, grandma. My mom looked at her like, just kind of like she was not there. I made my daughter sit down because I'm just like, sis, I will tear your fucking house up. I don't want to do it, but I will tear this bitch up. And I'm just like, we have our little issues, granted. But the fact that that's a child and you want to act that way with her because our two grown asses are on bad terms, regardless of what we're going through, you should never take out whatever on a child. Has nothing to do with her. She's innocent. So my baby's looking at me like, mommy, like, what to do, mom? My sister looked at her and she walked her out the door. She came back in. She was like, I don't like that shit. That's what you're talking about now. I'm like, you wonder why I don't fuck with her. And she lives in the same state as me, my mama. And we have no connection, no nothing. I have two living parents I do not fool with, period. And the fact that my daddy, his mama raised me, and you see I've been posting the pictures and stuff on the page of me and my grandma since I was 5 years old. She had me, and she knows to this day I will never talk again to her son. Period. Like, and it's sad to say, if he was a die today, dude, I wouldn't go to his funeral, wouldn't cry, wouldn't shit. It would not bother me. Some people would think I'm vicious for that, but it is what it is. Fuck him.
Hey man, it is what it is. Like, I don't stress enough about holding people accountable.
True.
And sometimes you gotta let people know how they did you, regardless of the repercussions. Like, because I had to suffer a lot. It just, I don't, I can't sugarcoat certain things. Because his
Same here.
absence, because his absence, made my mom have to be both a mother and a father.
True.
And
Same.
and then just, it's only so much, I'm not saying you, but I'm just speaking in general. But
Mm-hmm.
but my opinion is it's only so much that a woman can do for her son. And I kind of
That's
felt
true
like,
shit. True. Very
and I
true.
and I just felt like if I had a father, my father, if he
Mm-hmm.
would have manned up and did what he was supposed to do, then I would have went outside to the niggas and shit, trying to, gain my own masculinity and
Yeah.
everything. Because even though I had an older brother, but he was already out the house by the time I was 5. So
Yeah.
from 5 to 9 and stuff, it was just me, my mom, and my sister, and my stepdad. But my
Mm-hmm.
stepdad was, you know, just would come in and he would head out. So I just always thought it was normal. I always thought my family structure was normal until
Yeah.
I realized I started having friends and start going over their houses and their dad stay with them and
Mm-hmm.
interacted with them and this and that. I'm not saying that he was a bad dude, but it was
Mm-hmm.
just like my setup
Yeah.
was completely weird. It wasn't the norm, and I just sit back and think about it sometimes, even as a grown man, like damn, like
Mm-hmm.
you know the circumstances that was plagued on me, I
Yep.
should be locked up. I should be dead. I should be
That.
in the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
So I'm able to, to sit here and just show people that, you can't allow your childhood or
Thank
whatever
you.
you experienced derail you.
Because I'd be a fucked up ass individual right now if that was the case. Like straight up. And being a mom and going through what I went through as a child, like it was very scary of me at a young age being with a dude for all those many years, then breaking up with this dude now like hey, I'm on my own. And it's just like people don't understand like what it really takes to be a fucking single mom. Like that shit is not easy. And don't no woman, period, choose or wanna be a single mom. But what I was going through, I was just like, dude, I'm not gonna stay with this guy because he's taking care of me or my kid. Like mentally and emotionally, like I'm not okay. And most black people think that something's wrong with them when they're having indifferent feelings like within themselves. Like, no, it happens. And especially me being the person that I am, suffering from depression since I was 8 years old and dealing with that in my adult life, like it had not been easy. Like trying to figure out ways to keep myself on a straight and narrow so I don't get back into the feeling of, well, shit, I'm depressed. What do I do now? And me now being almost 33 years old, like I'm not gonna lie, I think like, damn, my kids need a man in it, like fucking like straight up a fucking father figure, like straight up like. But dating in this dating time is just garbage to me. I'm sorry, like men just straight shit. I'm not finna sugarcoat, and it's just like I'm very picky, and I want the best type of individual for me and my kids both. It's just not me. I'm a package deal, so if you can't deal with them as well, you can't deal with me, and that's period. And I'm not gonna lie, there are some men that have stepped in the role of being a stepdad, but it's just like you don't mesh well. Like you're not exactly what I needed you to be for us. So now it's like, damn, here we are again. And I sometimes think and wonder like, how are my kids feeling right now? Not having their dads around, not having a regular like father figure there. It's just mama at this moment in time. My daughter tells me all the time, Mommy, you need to get married, Mom. You, you so nigga
Man,
like, mommy, when you gonna get married? I want a baby brother. No, that's not happening. But the marriage thing, yes. But honestly, like growing up, my dad's mom raised me, and it was like, damn, he was right around the fucking corner from us. Well, not even like damn 10, 12 minutes, and you think he was there? He popped in and out when he wanted to. Like this man was married and had multiple females that he dealt with on a regular basis, bringing them around us, bringing them to my grandma's house. And I'm just like, dude, like you could have been there in our lives, but you chose not to be. I feel like you picked and chose women over your kids. And I'm like, damn. So I think like, fuck. Here it is now. I'm 32 years old, and we don't have no type of nothing connection. And I don't feel bad or not about not wanting to have him back in my life. Like it's just, I'm cool on it. Made my decision. Sorry.
yeah. What's the craziest thing about that is, people always try to get you to sympathize with the deadbeat instead of sympathizing with you and shit. And I'm like, okay, so you mean to tell me I'm supposed to think about what he went through, but this nigga had time
Hmm.
for a sneaky link.
Say that shit.
My mother got knocked up, and I was born,
hmm
so I'm supposed to act like that he didn't know the consequences when he was 35 years
Tried to
old.
deny me, and I'm his mama's twin. You seen the pictures? I am my granny's twin. Bruh, stop it.
and and it's just, people always want to talk about just, you don't know what he went through. But my grandfather was a businessman. He was a
Hmm.
Muslim. He was a good man in the community. My grandfather owned a fish market that's in my
Oh, nice.
city, and he was there. He took care of all his children. He
Hmm.
bought them cars and this and
That's what's
that.
up.
But when it was your turn, you walked out on me. So I don't want to fucking hear that shit. Like when people try to make me,
Feel
try to
bad. Feel bad.
feel bad for, like that's like me cutting off your foot and then knowing that you bleeding to death or you impotent. I'm gonna be like, oh, it wasn't that bad, So you got one foot left, one more foot. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, man?
Miss.
I don't get that. Like, and then they wonder why I'm this way. They wonder why. Because
Same.
people try to insult your intelligence, like you're not entitled to feel the way you're supposed to feel, especially over somebody who was aware of what they was
Yeah.
doing and they made a choice.
Yeah. True.
And I don't respect any man who walks out on their children. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. Like that's why it's lawyers. That's why it's court.
Yeah.
Because I know a man who paid $5,000 for a lawyer so he can get full custody of his kids. Like, there's no
I know a
excuse,
couple
man.
of them. Most definitely.
hmm
Hmm.
And it's painful. It was really painful because I didn't ask for that. You didn't ask for that,
Oh, most
and
definitely.
and just because a motherfucker broken or a motherfucker damaged, um, you shouldn't have kids if you're broken or you're damaged or you're toxic.
Most definitely.
Go get some fucking help. Go get some counseling before you bring
Bitch,
children into
wear
the
some
world.
condoms. The fuck?
not, not,
Shut your
not even
shit
do
up.
that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Until you get some motherfucking counseling, go jack off. You know what I'm saying? Do that.
But I told you what happened with my daughter's daddy. And like even to this day, I'll look at her like, dude, I'm so blessed to have this little girl in my life because I almost made a stupid ass decision because of awful emotions. Because I told you, like, I found out with dealing with him that he was married and lied to me about being married. And when I go to tell him about me being pregnant, you know what niggas do? Oh, get you know what I'm saying? Oh, get rid of it. Have an abortion. And I'm just like, what? The day I told this dude that I was pregnant, for real deal pregnant with his daughter, this nigga told me, how was I gonna have a baby by a married man? That's what he told me. And I was just like, huh, what? When I asked you about the situation, you lied to me and said, this is just your BM. You kept lying to me the whole time about you being married. What nigga does that? For some stuff? Where I do that at? Like, really? And I was just so torn up emotionally. Like, I felt dumb. I felt stupid. I felt beyond played. Like, I just was lost for fucking words. I'm like, damn, you pregnant. You already have a child. Here go the cycle again. Yo ass finna be a single parent. That ain't what I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, I was just like, me being pregnant right now, that's not this baby's fault. You know what I'm saying? For them being here.
hmm
I did the adult shit, you know what I'm saying, to get the baby. So now that I'm pregnant, I was just gonna get rid of her. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this shit. My little sister is the reason why my baby is still here, like on some real shit. She was just like, B, don't do it. Like, don't do it. I understand what happened. I know you feel played, you feel stupid and whatever else, but that child has nothing to do with that. You pregnant with this baby for a reason. And I'll be damned. Going on 7 years now. This little girl here is my fucking spitting image. me all over. I don't do her ass half of the time, but she mine. And I look at her like, baby, you're here. And it's crazy because her name is Serenity Rose. I gave her the name Serenity because in all of the chaos I was going through being pregnant, became homeless with being pregnant with her for the second time in my life. I have a 3 year old and now I'm pregnant. And I lost my job because I was so sick being pregnant with her. Like I could not function. I lost 15 pounds in the beginning of being pregnant with her. And they was about to hospitalize me because I could not keep nothing down. Everything made me sick. And I was like, damn. In the midst of all this fucking chaos, I found a sense of peace in the situation. So I called her my piece of serenity, being why her name is Serenity. And I'm just like looking at her, I'm like, bro, I'm so blessed. Like, I'm just happy that I didn't let a damaged, no good nigga make me do something that I would have fucking forever regretted. Like, my baby is most definitely a blessing. Am I ashamed or, like, you know what I'm saying, like feeling bad about it? No. This shit happens. People lie. Shit happens. Like, he got me good, though. I tell you that. That nigga played the game. He surely did. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? Suck it up, B. Gotta do what you gotta do. Just it taught me to be more aware and what to look for, the signs of a fucking damaged person trying to function in society. Like it really taught me, bitch, what to look for. Nah, you see, I'm single. Fuck all the bullshit. Like I'm good.
Shit, it's shit. The joke on him because once you grow up to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, or
Yeah.
astronaut, he gonna be trying to be giving a handout and shit. And I hope she kick him in the nuts.
But she don't know. This is the thing, though. I don't think I would ever tell my daughter that portion of the story. You get what I'm saying? Like your daddy didn't want you. He wanted me to abort you. He didn't want shit to do with you because I didn't want to deal with him. I mean, how would you tell a child that? And you know, he just got out of prison from doing almost what 5 years. And before I left to come to Georgia, he wanted to be in her life. But it was so hard for me to try to allow my baby to be with somebody and around somebody that just didn't give a fuck about her. Like he chose not to be a part of her life before he even went to prison because I didn't want to deal with him. He chose not to be a part of her life, and he had every opportunity to do so. I never stopped him from being in her life. I just told him, nigga, I don't want to be with you. Like, it ain't nothing between us. Just do what you got to do for your daughter. He didn't want to do that. And a lot of dudes are like that. I'm just like, dude, that's wrong. Now you're out of prison. Now you want to be a daddy. And it's just like it was hard. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like it was just times where I had to looking at him, seeing his face, just brought back all type of memories and just bad shit. And I just had to literally just like, okay, Rennie, let her go with him and just dip. And actually have to sit in my car wheel and just kind of calm myself down because honestly did not realize that the shit that he did to me was still affecting me. But now I have to be the bigger person and allow a child that you didn't want to be around you.
Yeah, and and that's real painful because nobody wants to figure out that somebody didn't want them. You know what I'm saying? And a child is innocent. A
Most definitely.
child is an innocent bystander. And when it comes to certain deadbeats, man, um, because I could pretty much tell you when I found out, about my dad not
Mm,
wanting me. It was crazy because my mom had kicked him out and stuff like that, and he was staying with me, and pretty much it was just that the signs was already there. The signs was always there. I didn't want to see it because a
yeah,
part of me just wanted a daddy. A part of me just
yeah,
wanted to be a son to
yeah,
somebody else instead of my mom. And I always been my mama's son, but I wanted him to be my father so bad to the point that a part of me was being a hypocrite a little bit, and
Mm,
I was so like locked in because I'm a loyal person.
most
But
definitely. Same.
whether you're right or wrong, I'm gonna stick by you. But it comes to a point of when you're loyal, you got to realize like, okay,
Yes,
I can't
sir.
keep I can't keep, what I'm saying, covering up for you. I can't
Yep.
keep making excuses for you. You're wrong. So so like one afternoon, when he was staying over here, um, I saw him talking on my phone. So I was like, who are you on the
What?
phone with? So I grabbed the phone. I was like, hello, hello. And the chick hung up. It was from an out of town number, from a Tennessee number. So I was like, okay, who you talking to on my phone without asking me and this and that? So he was like, it's none of your business. So the chick called back. So the chick wasn't my mother. So,
Whoa.
so I was like, I was still respectful. I was like, hey ma'am,
Better than me.
so I was like, hey ma'am, um, Otis will call you right back, but he ain't gonna call you on my phone. So I hung up. So I pretty much challenged him, and I told him like, look, you're not gonna be disrespecting me in my house, and you definitely ain't gonna be disrespecting my mother.
That.
So so he got in my face. It was just talking about, oh, you think you a man, huh? You know what I'm saying? We gonna see who the man up in here. So I grabbed his little
Your
puny ass.
house.
Yeah, in my house. So I grabbed his little puny ass, and I told him, look, just give me my key and just leave before I do something I'm gonna regret. Before I block my blessings, just get my kid and get the fuck out. And when I tell
Before I
you,
block my blessings.
so when I tell you, that was the first time I felt liberated. I wasn't that little boy that he abandoned.
Yeah.
I was
Most
that
definitely.
man that stood up to a bully.
That. But he had
And
some
some of these
balls though.
deadbeats be bullies.
But
Yeah,
your
he
house,
thought he thought.
your family,
Yeah, he thought.
you better
And
than
that's the
me.
part of
Cause
and that's the part of the story my mom don't know about. Because my mom just thought I ain't do nothing. Like I just sit back and just allow him to disrespect her. But if anything, I didn't want to be a part of it because even though I was an adult, I was trying to stay in a
yeah,
child place because I was like,
yeah.
y'all made y'all vows to God. Y'all made y'all
Uh-huh.
promises to God. Like y'all was gonna stick it out through better or through worse, and this was worse. So I was just like, let me stay clear because I don't want to, make anybody feel some type of way.
Yeah,
But I just had to remember who was always there,
yeah.
who always made every birthday a birthday, who made every Christmas a Christmas, and
Thank you.
who
Mamas do what we got
spending up the
to
time.
do. Boo. I mean,
Yeah, so
got to. It's been Christmases where I'm just like, man, shit. Oh no, what we finna do? But shit, we pull some strings and make this shit happen. And I'm just so proud of the woman that I have become. And like I've told you before that my mom had me so scared to the point where I didn't think that I was gonna be a good mom because my mama wasn't shit. And it's crazy because she had six kids. You have six living kids, and she does not have a relationship with mainly like none of us. She put two of her kids in fucking foster care, yo. And it's just like to this day, you want somebody to respect you. I'm like, what is there to respect? She gets upset because I'm me being the oldest. They all respect me. I've always been the mama for my sisters, especially like the ones that I grew up with, TT and Tony. Like when my grandma wasn't there, it was me. So I've always been like the little mama. So naturally, they would come to Big Sis because they know I got their back. I'm non-judgmental. Whatever happens, gonna be shit I don't like, but I can teach you instead of trying to fucking judge you on some shit. Cause nigga, I ain't squeaky clean now. I ain't been sitting here saying I'm a saint. Cause that most definitely ain't the case. I
I'm
don't
there
get my
too. Like,
shit. Like, like I'm gonna be real right now. Like I ain't no fucking saint, but guess what though? I've done my shit. I've paid for shit that you know what I'm saying, that I feel like I've done. I feel like my little struggle I went through was me, my karma for shit that I've done. But guess what? I bossed up out that shit. And I just want to be the best mama I could possibly be to my two. And it's so cool, like having kids. Like, man, it's the coolest shit ever. I don't understand how a mom don't want to be a mom, or how the fuck a dad don't want to be a part of that. You help procreate, like you help make that person. How can you not want to be the best person you could possibly be for them? That's a part of you. I don't get it. So I feel like the shit that I did not have as a child, or I feel like what I was lacking in, I try to make up with them. My kids been flying and taking trips since my daughter was 8 months old. They're 10 and 6, getting ready to be 10, I'm sorry, 11 and 7. And my son just went to freaking, what's it called? Six Flags. My sister took him. Like, my kids will
damn,
always have
doubt me.
what? I'm telling you, like, my group, man, I make it happen. Like, we find the time to do shit with our kids. You have to. My kids can honestly say they had a childhood that was a good one. I want them to keep the good memories. They don't know when I was struggling. They don't know what I was going through. They don't know none of the bad stuff that was going on at all. I will never let them or allow that to be shown to them. Like, I've hid that shit. There's been times where it hasn't been easy. I'm depressed. I'm crying. I'm not eating. I'm stressed the fuck out. Wonder how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But guess what? I figured it out. Nigga, always believe my mama was that bitch. My mama did that. Mama made sure we were straight and we had a good childhood. No matter what was going on, she maintained. Period. And it's just like, girl, eat that shit up. Keep going. Don't stop. And I'm gonna keep going and keep progressing and leave something for my kids to remember and give them stuff that they can take on and pass on as they get older of what to do and what not to do. I'm not gonna always like the shit they do. I'm not ready for this shit because I'm getting ready to have a teenager pretty soon. I don't know what to do with myself. Like I'm just being real. Like I, I'm like, man. But guess what? I'm ready for it though. I am. I really am. And I just want. And it's crazy being a woman having a male child. You cannot. What's the word I'm looking for? Like it's just certain shit as a woman I can't give him as a man. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah,
like a man has to do that. And now that my brother's here, it's just like who better not to learn from?
yeah,
Well, my son, I have a male figure in his life. He be like, okay, my Uncle Tony gonna make sure I'm good. He gonna make sure I know what to know. Cause his daddy ain't there. And it's crazy now. I'm one state over from his daddy. You think he's called me and asked about his son? Or when can he see his son? Or can he come get him?
man. I couldn't do that. Like, even me as an uncle, like
Hmm.
it's different now because I can't stay with them,
Yeah.
but they know who always been there for them, who always spent time with them, and who always cherished them. Um, just it's just really hard. Just watching my oldest niece, be a diabetic, and a lot of times she was in the hospital, and I couldn't see her like that. I couldn't
Yeah.
understand. I couldn't, give her words of encouragement like that. But I always told her that I'm not hard to find. But it just be a lot of suckers out here, man. And yeah, shoot, I have friends who was like that. Like, they talk about weed, they talk about clothes, they talk about hoes and this and that, but never once a word uttered out of their mouths about their kids.
We old now. Like the fuck? Like sit your ass down somewhere. Be productive, bitch. Be a parent. I'm like, I, I'm just, I don't, the fuck? And am I
Oh,
wrong for saying that? Like, the fuck? And it's crazy because I was getting criticized at one point. You're a mama. You need to be with your kids. First of all, bitch, they're with me 24 fucking 7. Like, they always with me. If I want to break my nigga, I'm going to get one. Fuck you, and you about how the fuck y'all feel. I'm going to do me regardless. Like, period. And being parents, you have to take that time out for yourself. People don't understand that. Like, if you're a 24 fucking 7, I need my wine, bitch. Let me hit my weed every once in a blue moon. I need to, whoo, I need to fucking relax myself, bitch. De-escalates. Like I had a hard ass work day. Now I gotta come home and be mama. My working don't stop. Mama, you know my baby, mommy. Yes, she in the room right now, hiding on the other side of the bed. Will she don't snuck in this room? I'm looking at her like, really? I'm on the live. What you want? Can I have a hug? The fuck?
Yeah, and those are the things that's gonna.
Get out, Serenity. Like for real. She is, you see her back there popping up. Come here. Come here. Get up. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Since you want to be seen, say hi. Go away.
Yeah, it's just those things, man. You know, it's just time. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't gonna never get back, and
Yeah.
just I always trying to just make sure that the time I have with my nieces and my nephew, because I ain't never thought I was gonna have a nephew. I thought my sister was done. I thought she checked out, but it was just like he's different,
Well,
you know, from because he's uh I already know like when he
you
gets
need your
older.
own, sir. Yes, I'm gonna put your ass on spot.
I'm just chilling. Like, I mean, you know, I have people I have people tell me that all the time, but I just want to be ready. I want to make sure I'm ready.
It's rare to find a guy in their fucking 30s. Well, I'm not gonna say it's rare. I feel like now it's a little more common than what it used to be on men being in their freaking 30s, like early to mid 30s, with no kids. And I'd be like, I'm 33, bitch. I'm gonna be 33. I got two. Why you ain't got none?
Oh, I guess it's just never happened. You know, I mean, I tried. It just never happened. I tried too. I
Look,
just, I'm just, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that it just wasn't
yeah,
by the wrong person. If anything, I
say
always,
that.
because even as a kid, I always wanted a wife.
I love my kids, but their daddies could have kept them hoes. And I can't do nothing but be like, damn, Betty, you fucked up. I love I love my kids to death, but their daddies could have kept them bitches.
No, they was designed, you know,
Yeah, most
is
definitely.
what to come. Whether we like it or not, you know, it's just I always say that, you know, I just wanted just a stable family, just because I always I always say to myself, I wanted to be a husband before I became a father,
Yeah,
and just see how that
same,
go, you know. But hey, you know, maybe
same.
God got something else planned for me, but right now, while I'm kind of like, you know, a free agent, I'm just going, I'm just going to like just focus on my career, you know, focus on
You said you
my
said
dreams.
kinda. You said kinda, like a free agent. You said kinda. What the hell that mean? Kinda.
I already incriminated myself. No.
We gonna talk off camera.
Yeah,
Cause I
yeah,
need all the juice. All the juice.
yeah. But it's somebody that catching my eye. Um, but I just want to make sure that nobody who's with me is have any regrets or that I'm a liability. Even though I don't feel like
Yeah,
it, if anything, I feel like I'm a catch. I feel like I'm a good person to be with. Like, but it's a lot of things that I'm lack. There's a lot of things like I would say flaws,
yeah. Same here.
and and if anything, if somebody going to take that commitment with me, I don't want to make them regret it. I don't want to make them feel like I'm settling. And
Yeah,
if anything, I just want to make sure that whoever I'm destined to be with, that it's God hand chose me for that,
yeah.
because that's a huge responsibility, man. Because
Most definitely.
people nowadays don't take marriage seriously, and I would take marriage seriously. I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect. It's going to be all
Yeah.
sunshine and rainbows and all that good stuff. But I will make an effort, just like I make an effort in everything I do. I'm at
Most
least try.
definitely.
I just don't want to get married, for the wrong reasons, just to say, oh, I'm locked down. I don't want to be like Quagmire when he got married. So,
Your ass did not. Really.
well, I have to put it in a way that people will understand.
Quagmire. That's your reference. Ass whooping.
No, but I'm just trying to, give people a chance to really. I'm like, where are you going with this? But
Them
no, that's
niggas
where I
all
was
come.
going. But I just, we don't get a chance to have a case study or like a job shadow, because
Yeah.
nowadays it's just you know be a lot of black couples, man. Black couples be separated. There's no stay togethers. There's no 10-year anniversaries, 20-year anniversaries, 30-year
That
anniversaries,
shit
40
is
years.
diminishing greatly. Like you know how it was like back in the day with like our grandmas and stuff, like they stayed together regardless of what. Like they took it. But I feel like our generation of women are just like we ain't going for that shit. Like men too. Like I'm not just gonna stay with someone just to say I have someone. If you're not happy in the situation, then what's the point of staying? That's what it is now, is how I feel. Like people now do not want to fight for a relationship. They be so quick to want to give up. Or when they starting to have rough times, they be like, oh, it's rough. I'm gonna just give up. Fight for it. And that's the main reason why I'm just like now I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna just stay in my own little lane until God decides he wanna bless me with somebody. Cause I'm like, until then, this generation, it's really sad to see how marriage is, how it's thought about. It's most definitely not taken seriously. You see a lot of married couples now, they got girlfriends and doing all kind of extraness. And I'm just like, that's not what the vows meant. Like, that's not what I, am gonna
Yeah,
get off that
you
before
know.
somebody be trying to come for me. Let me get off that.
Yeah, and then also like you hear niggas talking about they broke up with their wives because she lost the remote type shit. So I just like, man, come on, man, that is so fucking petty. But I feel what you're saying,
Yeah.
and you know, shit. Even back in the days, like people would have outside children and still be together. Like they'd be like, "Oh,
They
I
were some
forgive you."
strong bitches because
I,
I need them.
I know, man. I'm just like, damn, like how the hell, But
Niggas back then had 2 and 3 different households. Like,
mm, yeah, for
look,
real, you know. But I just feel like when it comes to just today's generation, like when we talk about we love somebody, we only love them conditional,
Yeah.
and
That.
not understanding that this is a human being. They're gonna be,
Mhm.
they're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna
Yep.
be arguments. It's gonna be fights, and people ready to leave on the first fight, first incident, first this, first
Yep.
that, and then they go listen to their friends who's single and bitter and miserable, and they want you to be miserable and single and
Preach.
bitter with them. And that's what I think. Like, because whenever I'm in a relationship, I always try to get advice for married people. Always who have some time in.
Yeah.
And I remember my mentor. He told me, well, he gave me one of the best advice ever, talking about you want to be right or you want to be married. And I always remember that. Like, it's just people who just want to be right, and sometimes it's good to come to a common ground, come to a
Yeah.
compromise. Like, you don't always have to have the last word. You don't always, even
Yeah.
if you're right, what's worth being right or starting over, or
That.
just it's not worth it, But
Right.
with me, I realize it now as I grow up, as I mature, as I develop and stuff like that to the man that I'm destined to be. Um, I just want to make sure that when I come home from a hard day's work, that I want to be there and that I cherish being there. I appreciate being there because shit, nobody owes us nothing.
Say that.
Because if anything, that's the problem. People be so self-centered and thinking like, oh, they can't live without me. Shit, you'd be wrong, you know? You'd be
That.
wrong. Like, but it's just people don't want to change. People don't want to take the necessary steps to become a better
Most definitely.
person. Because I always learned in a relationship, it was just like with my last relationship, you know about it. Even though I was going through my little turmoil, I still try to make
Yeah.
it work because I never been a quitter. I never been the type of person that just be like, fuck this, I'm out, because it's always be, shit. But
Yeah. But I learned sometimes some things are not worth fighting for. I feel like
no.
sometimes we fight for the wrong thing and wonder why we don't get no peace or wonder why stuff keeps happening. And just sometimes you just have to learn when to let shit go. I went through that. So it's just like sometimes you have to say fuck it.
hmm And I have, like, because you gotta love yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, self love, most definitely. Best love. Yes.
Yeah, because if you love yourself and then that person love themselves, your love combined, it's just a happy union and a happy home.
Almost
And
definitely.
and it just so many outsiders broke up, so many couples and so many relationships, so many marriages, and they always like to blame social media for their fallen um, union and everything, but it's all about what you put on there. Because me, I never put my business out on social media because I always, you know, I would show who I'm with, because I want to, it's not about faking the fuck or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just about, when you let outsiders in, man, especially like when
But
they wasn't, especially when they wasn't there
but if y'all
for
have
the
a solid
relationship.
foundation, an outside person should never be able to come and fuck up y'all shit. Period. If
hmm
y'all foundation is solid, that should never be an issue. But in that case, it couldn't have been solid because that was allowed to happen. Almost definitely.
Yeah, because I can admit, when I'm
Yeah.
single, I'm a motherfucking savage. But but when I'm in a relationship, when I love somebody, when I care about somebody, I will not embarrass them. I will not be in nobody DM. I will not be in nobody inbox. I will not be flirtatious or nothing like that. because shit, that's the type of shit that they're waiting on for
Oh,
you
most definitely.
to slip up, and then you got the niggas that she friends on, be like, be the damn private investigator, like sending screenshots like, hey girl, I told you that nigga won shit. When you gonna give me a chance? When you gonna let me hit? You know what I'm saying? Like niggas ain't motherfuckers. Like, and people think, like you have friends and shit. It be your friends that be waiting on your downfall or your, conflict or whatever. They wait for the conflict rather than the reward
I'm
or
happy
the
I'm not
kind
no
gestures.
cheater or none of that shit because I shit you not, my ex, his homeboy had hit me up on Glide. Like this was like a long time ago. Like this shit was so funny. And he was trying to talk and I had played the message. I was like, this dude was trying to talk to me. He was like, what did he say his name was? And I showed him. It was his friend. It was his
Hmm.
homeboy, his longtime homeboy he grew up with down here in Georgia was trying to talk to me. He didn't even know who I was at the time. So I was like, what happened if I was a little shicey ass bitch who wanted to try to be slick and try to talk to this dude, not knowing that I actually go with his homeboy? I actually had my friend's homeboy to freaking go on my Snapchat, add me on Snapchat, and was watching my Snapchat, trying to go back and tell him about stuff. I'm like, sir, you don't even know me. You know nothing about me. You saw him post me. And you go on my Facebook page, go with my Snapchat, and then you try to go back to, oh, she had a dude in her background on her video.
That nigga
What?
bitch. Don't say no bitch for that.
I was like, what?
Like,
And I don't sugarcoat nothing. Like I'm real, real. So he asked me about it. I was just like, yeah, this was at the house. He was like, oh yeah, yeah, you know him. So your homeboy trying to start shit and not even knowing that you know the person. If you would have came to ask me straight up and not try to like beat around the bush about it and not try to, he lied and said it was one person. And that's not the person that actually told him. The person he said told him I was friends with on Snapchat too. So me being my petty betty ass, I go on my Snapchat and I make a video addressing dude. And it wasn't even him who said anything. So now the dude who actually went and snitched, he inboxed me and told me it was him. I was like, you bitch. You bitch. Find you something to do with your bitch ass. You got me on here cussing this man out. It was your whole ass the whole time. What? And then the fact my boyfriend lied to me, like you lied to me and said it was this nigga and it was this nigga. Why couldn't you just come to me and let's communicate? You know what I'm saying about what's going on? I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no reason to lie to you. I have nothing to hide. I'm an open book. Read me, bitch, and maybe you learn something. Just
it's
saying.
funny. No, it's funny because like, if I see like one of my homeboy girls, friends or whatever cheating on them,
I ain't saying shit.
I ain't saying shit. I ain't trying to get kicked off the porch off like ATL. Like, man, y'all
Because
can get out of here too.
half of the time when you say something, they be mad with you for saying something, and they gonna still stay with their ass. So what was the point in that? I'm
Hell
on my
yeah.
business. I keep my
Yep.
ass up in here in my lane. Sure do.
Hell yeah. Like I used to, you know what I'm saying? Like when it came down to like my female friends, they used to get in a fight with niggas, their niggas and shit. I would stay out of that shit. Like don't call me and this and that because you gonna be, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be like this the next day. So fuck that,
But
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, everything dying on me, Betty, but I really enjoyed this episode.
yes, sir. I
You ain't
got you,
nervous
boo.
no more, are
You know
you?
what I do? I was never nervous. I was trying to feed my face. I told you, a girl had to eat real quick. I, I had I had to get some energy. You know what I'm saying to even pull this off because I was running on fumes.
Shit, I heard your stomach. I heard like,
Don't do me like that. No, I hadn't eaten since breakfast, and This Southern hospitality has been nice. I've been going to everybody's house, eating like a fat bitch. I sure have. It's been nice. I cannot even front. Like I am so at peace with my decision and me making this move after 9 years of being in Colorado. I'm like, you know what? Stop being scared. Like elevate yourself. You know what you need to do that. So if it took for me to move down here, I did it. Everything has not been going according to plan. I want to shoot everybody named Mammon. But I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep myself calm. I'm gonna keep praying and just it's gonna work itself out. Like I have no regrets. I'm just keep pushing, keep moving forward. But yes, boo, it was nice doing this live with you. We can do it again. I got you.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It's gonna happen too. But yeah, I just wanted to just let everybody know who who watched that video previously. My bad, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully I was able to redeem myself with this one and just hope everybody enjoyed themselves and hope everybody have a good night and we all go you know what I'm saying, get off here and go to work in the morning and stuff. Well, some of us.
Not
but
I.
but yeah, but guess what? I'm putting this on YouTube.
Ooh.
This was what? This was good. This was great.
Yeah. I'm happy. Yay.
Yeah, I'm 102 subscribers who gonna check it out. So, you
Nice.
know, that's my surprise for you.
You did that. You sure did. Look, you did that. Yes, sir. All right, sweetheart. Thank you guys for having me and letting me sit on here and talk to y'all, bitten a little bit. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you too, love.
No problem. You have a good night, love.
All right, peace.
Bye.